The Pope's Exorcist, 2023. Director, Julius Avery. Screenwriters, Michael Petroni, Evan Spiliotopoulos, R. Dean McCreary. Starring, Russell Crowe, Daniel Zovatto, Alex Essoe. There is a rich history of films that prey on good old-fashioned Catholic guilt. From The Exorcist to Rosemary's Baby to First Reformed, one of the best ways to scare the public is through our fragmented relationship with God. Something about a child swiveling their neck at an impossible angle or screaming vulgarities at a priest has always delighted and terrified audiences. Unfortunately, The Pope's Exorcist fails to tug at the moral panic-stricken heartstrings. Maybe it's because it has been done so many times, or maybe we've finally worked through our deep-seated shame, but Catholic guilt just doesn't hit like it used to. All of the classic exorcism tropes exist in The Pope's Exorcist. There is the high-ranking yet unorthodox priest, a family torn apart by the tragic death of the father, and even an abandoned abbey that the family is forced to live in. The story is fairly cookie-cutter. Chief exorcist Gabriele Amorth, Russell Crowe, is an Italian priest who presides over demon extraction affairs from the early 80s until well into the 21st century. He challenges the authority of the Church while advocating for the eradication of evil. Meanwhile, an American family moves to Spain to fix up an old abbey that was passed down by the deceased father. Almost immediately, the mute, grief-addled son Henry, Peter de Souza Fani, falls victim to the highest king of hell who wreaks predictable havoc on the family. Naturally, Father Amorth is called to the scene to vanquish this evil. In 1987, Father Amorth, the Pope's personal exorcist, an earthy, scooter-riding, humorous, practical man, visits an Italian village where a man is seemingly possessed by a demon. With the local priest, Amorth enters the room where the man is tied up. While exorcising him, using a St. Benedict metal sacramental, Amorth drives the demon into a pig, which is then killed with a shotgun. This incident gets Amorth in trouble with a church tribunal, since he acted without permission from superiors. One tribunal member is a friendly African bishop, Lumumba, but another is a vicious American cardinal, Sullivan, skeptical of demonic possession. Amorth replies that evil does exist, and that he did not perform a true exorcism, but rather, some psychological theater to help the mentally disturbed man. Disgusted, Amorth walks out of the tribunal. The Pope assigns him to visit a possessed boy named Henry in Spain. Henry, his mother Julia, and his rebellious teenage sister Amy had traveled from America to take possession of a mysterious old Spanish abbey, which was Henry's father's sole bequest to his family after he died in a car accident in which Henry was also present. The traumatized Henry has not spoken since the accident. Workmen, who were restoring the abbey so the family could sell it, leave after a sinister fire. Henry starts behaving bizarrely, serum chemistry panels and MRI show nothing abnormal. Henry, diabolically possessed, requests a priest. The local father Tomás Escobel arrives, but Henry obscenely derides him. Amorth arrives and enlists Escobel as assistant, though Escobel is untrained as an exorcist. Escobel says he has heard of Amorth but not read Amorth's books. Amorth says, they're good books. Amorth advocates the importance of prayer. Though Escobel makes mistakes as an assistant exorcist, including strangling Henry when Henry antagonizes him, mocking him for his sins, the duo attempt to exorcise Henry, without success, as he utters blasphemous phrases during the rite. Henry's demon even possesses Amy at times. Amorth finds Julia has not been a religious believer since childhood, but he convinces her to pray after she reveals she believed her guardian angel helped her in childhood. In Rome, the Pope becomes ill while reading documents about the Spanish case, and is hospitalized. Amorth finds a well on the abbey grounds, going down to a complex sealed off by the church as demonically dangerous. He learns that a founder of the Spanish Inquisition, an exorcist, was possessed, which let him infiltrate the church and do many evils. Amorth also finds the church covered this up, and eventually discovers the name of Henry's demon, Asmodeus, which will assist the exorcism. Amorth and Escobel participate in the sacrament of confession and absolution, mutually confessing and absolving each other of their sins. That after Amorth, an Italian partisan, survived World War II and vowed to serve God in gratitude, a mentally ill woman asked for Amorth's help and died by suicide when he did not help her due to pride, and Escobel fornicated with a young woman he did not later marry. The two ready themselves. Amorth instructs Escobar to wear a miraculous metal necklace. During the exorcism, they have horrible visions of the women whom they failed. The exorcism succeeds only when Amorth offers himself to be possessed, which chimes with Asmodeus's previously stating that he wants to destroy Amorth. Amorth tries to hang himself, but the demon doesn't allow it, preferring that Amorth infiltrate and destroy the church. However, Escobar helps Amorth drive away the demon and demonic appearances resembling the two women who troubled the men. The Pope recovers, as does Henry. The triumphant duo visit Rome and find Sullivan has taken leave in Guam, being replaced by Lumumba. Amorth and Escobar are admitted to a special church archive. Lumumba tells them they will be visiting hundreds of other evil sites, with the help of a map Amorth discovered at the abbey. To combat the devil, Amorth jokes that he and Escobar are going to hell. Finally, words on the screen narrate details about Amorth's career, including his writing many books, and that the books are good, followed by a photo of the real Amorth. As of May 11, 2023, The Pope's Exorcist has grossed $19.2 million in the United States and Canada, and $47.2 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $66.4 million in the United States and Canada. The Pope's Exorcist was released alongside Renfield, Mafia Mama, Sweetwater, and Suzume, and was projected to gross between $4 to $10 million from 3,178 theaters in its opening weekend. The film made $3.5 million on its first day, including $850,000 from Thursday night previews. It went on to debut to $9.2 million, finishing second behind Holdover, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The film made $3.3 million in its sophomore weekend, dropping 63%, finishing in seventh overseas. The film was released a week ahead of its U.S. debut, grossing $12 million from 43 markets. In its second weekend, the film expanded to 51 markets, earning $10.4 million. The Pope's Exorcist grossed $5.7 million from 53 markets in its third weekend. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 50% of 86 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of May 1, 10. The website's consensus reads, Dominus Crowe. The Pope's Exorcist is standard issue holy horror in most respects, but its star's sanctified performance will be the answer to many viewers' prayers. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 45 out of 100, based on 19 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Audiences surveyed by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B- on an A+ to F scale, 26, while those polled by PostTrack gave the film a 79% positive score. Tamlin McGee at The Guardian noted, most professions are flattered by the attentions of Hollywood. Yet a body representing the real-life practitioners depicted in new Russell Crowe horror The Pope's Exorcist have condemned the film as unreliable, splatter cinema. In a statement issued last month, the International Association of Exorcists, IAE, called the title of the film pretentious and claimed that its Da Vinci Code-esque conspiratorial plot poses unacceptable doubt to the public as to who the real enemy is, the devil or ecclesiastical power. Paul Acey at Plugged In, a Christian film review publication, praised the film for its themes of sacrifice and extolling the virtue of love. He wrote that The Pope's Exorcist may actually plant seeds of spiritual growth in the lives of some. Crowe's performance has received mixed reviews from critics. Chris Wagner of Rolling Stone positively reviewed his performance, writing that Crowe brings an imposing physicality and winking charm to go with Amorth's gravity. Kaylina Pierce-Bowen of Screen Rant was similarly positive, writing that even if Crowe is in something subpar, his screen presence is undeniable. However, several reviewers, including Pierce-Bowen and Luke Thompson of AV Club, criticized Crowe's Italian accent.